Should we start? Good morning, everybody. As initiator, coordinator, and representative of the hosting and co-organizing institution of this conference, I would like to thank you for your participation, especially for the fact that all of you accept to participate in this conference with your own means. This fact corresponds to my convictions that funding is not an issue or not the main issue to organize a conference. More essential than funding is a common concern among the conference participants. When people feel concerned by the issue proposed by the conference, then they will try to find funding to participate in the conference. This is a principle when I organize conference. Our conference is what I call a community-based conference, a community of common concern. In this case, a community around the ideals of Bandung spirit. I prefer to use the word ideals instead of values. I think the word ideals is more inclusive than values. There are a lot of quarrel about values. Here in the West, we hear often the term Western values, defending Western values, acting for the sake of Western values, etc. Without care about what kind of values they are and since when they became values. In short, I prefer to use the term the ideals of Bandung spirit instead of the values of Bandung spirit. And the ideals of Bandung spirit, in my view, may be represented by 5 key words: peace, independence, equality, solidarity, and emancipation. Peace means peaceful coexistence among diverse political, economic, and social systems, between cultures, between religions and spiritualities, between human beings and nature. Second, independence from any power block, from any kind of domination between countries, between nations, between peoples. Third, equality between peoples and nations, between religions, between men and women, between gender. Four, solidarity toward the poor, the weak, the colonized, the oppressed, but especially toward the victims of injustice. The fifth ideals is emancipation, which is based on people interest and sustainability. If you learn the history of French Revolution, and even without learning about French Revolution, in every building, in public building in France, you'll see the 3 key words of the French Revolution, which is liberté, égalité, and fraternité, which correspond to, in Bandung spirit, independence, equality, and solidarity. But Bandung spirit has 2 more points, which are peace and emancipation. It is around those ideals that we organize our conference, including this one we are doing. It is the 7th edition of the Rise of Asia Conference series. It is my personal and intellectual concern to accompany the Rise of Asia in its trajectory toward global peace, justice, and prosperity. The theme of the edition, this edition, is global crisis, what impacts and what perspectives for Asia and the world. I would like to thank Wolfgang Papp, Pep or Papp. here with us who suggested global crisis in plural, not global crisis singular, because crisis, C-R-I-S-I-S is singular. So he suggested C-R-I-S-E-S, crisis in terms of plural. So our conference will take place in two cities, as you know, Paris and Le Havre, and not Paris and London, of Charles Dickens' tale of two cities. Here in Paris at the University of Paris 1, Panthéon-Sorbonne today, tomorrow and after tomorrow, our conference will take place in Le Havre at the Université Le Havre, Normandie. And this is possible thanks to several parties to whom I would like to express my gratitude. Firstly, I would like to address special thanks to CHAC, C-H-A-C, Centre d'Histoire de l'Asie Contemporaine, Center of History of Contemporary Asia, which is a research laboratory of the University of Paris 1, Panthéon-Sorbonne, as the hosting and co-organizing institution of this conference, which accompanies us since the first edition of our conference in 2017 and provides us with a conference room in this prestigious, internationally well-known university. It is the second time we use this room. The first time was in February 2020, exactly just 1 month before the confinement or the lockdown of the whole France. The lockdown was 17th of March, and we organized our conference physically here in February, mid-February to 2020. So we were lucky that in fact, it was initially planned at the end of March, but I had intuition, so I advanced in mid-February, and after that, lockdown. So we were lucky that we had organized our physical conference in February. At that time, there was nothing electronic in this room. No computer, no television, no camera, no sound system, not even microphone, there is nothing. But since the room is small, when we speak loudly, everybody can hear. And I remember Ibu Mita is there or not? Bumita, no? Oh, sorry. At that time, Bumita wearing mask already, although it was not COVID yet, but I remember that Bumita wearing mask. There is still in the photos of our report. Now, when I checked this room 2 weeks ago, I was happily surprised that there is now the necessary equipment for organizing courses or conferences in hybrid way, thanks to the COVID-19. Secondly, my thanks go to all the distinguished speakers who came from diverse countries. Professor Hans Kochler from Austria, Wolfgang, I don't want to mention your country because you wish to be mentioned as European Union instead of a nation or a country. So you come from European Union. From France, Bruno Dresky. From Italy, from Indonesia, Ibu Koni. I will introduce later everybody when we start the session. And from Italy, Marco Riccieri, who will come directly from at the airport at 12:30. So it will be in the second part of the session. And from Russia, Marina Shilina, all of them come here with their own means. Thirdly, to you all who attend this session physically and virtually. Usually, our opening session was started by the welcoming words from the Paris hosting and co-organizing institution. After that, I am supposed to be the second speaker. However, since my thought has been translated into concept planning program of the conference, usually I didn't give any speech. And also I have communicated a lot with all of you by email. So it's not necessary to transmit my thought anymore. And after that, we will start our first roundtable at 10 o'clock. And now it is 10:08, so we are 8 minutes late. So I would like to invite Ludmila come here as co-chair of this session, my colleague from the University of Le Havre.